Good morning, dear students. Myself Dharna ma'am. Welcome to the Fusionist group and many congratulations for taking science stream. So today we are going to start physics theory. You have already studied the numericals of vector and scalar quantities. So today we are going to discuss the theory of scalar and vector quantities. You have already studied in standard 9th that what is scalar quantity, what is vector quantity. You all might be knowing that scalar quantity has only magnitude, but vector quantity have magnitude and direction both. So that much you know, that scalar quantity has only magnitude and vector quantity have magnitude along with the direction. Scalar quantities are only the numbers, and for the adding, multiplying and dividing the scalar quantities, we only need the rules which are used in algebra. But to add vector quantities, to multiply vector quantities, we need different set of rules. So first of all, if we can have examples of scalar quantity. Which quantities can be termed as scalar quantities? The quantities, for example, distance between 2 points. The specific distance between 2 points can be known as the scalar quantity. For example, distance between point A and point B is 2 meter. So this is a scalar quantity. Some of the examples of scalar quantities are the distance between 2 points, mass of an object, temperature of a body, or a specific event at a specific time are the examples of scalar quantity. Now, vector quantity. Vector quantity needs magnitude along with the direction. So, few examples of scalar quantities are for example, distance between 2 points. For example, say point A and point B, distance between them is 2 meters. Then this is a scalar quantity. Mass of an object, temperature of an body, or a specific event at specific time are the examples of scalar quantity. Now let us move to vector quantity. Vector quantity needs direction along with the magnitude. Vector quantities in our book, they have denoted vector quantity as gold letters, but in paper, or you can say while writing in a book or writing in a paper, exam paper, then at that time it is very difficult to write it in bold letter each and every vector quantity. So for that ease, for writing purpose, for example, we will take examples of vector quantity. For example, you can say displacement, velocity, acceleration, force. These are the vector quantities. So if you say velocity, so velocity is denoted by bold letter V in this way, but for every time it is not possible to write this dark letters or bold letters. So we will just put one arrow on that symbol. So this is the velocity, and that is a vector quantity. So this arrow denotes the velocity is the vector quantity. And if we take the magnitude of this, magnitude of velocity, then we can have only a simple letter V. So the magnitude of any quantity is the simple V. For example, there are various vector A, vector B, vector C, etc. So if we take the magnitude of all these vectors, then we will have A, B, C, etc. Clear? Now we will move to displacement and the position vectors. Now say for example, this is the origin O. We need to define the dimensions. 1 dimension, 2 dimension, 3 dimension. 1 dimension, for example, you can say this is the axis, right? So if we take this 1 dimension, this. So here positive and negative. So in 1 dimension there are 2 directions. One positive direction and one negative direction. if you are standing here, you are moving this side, so this is positive direction. This is negative direction. If you are standing here, you want to move upwards and downwards. So this is positive, this is negative. So in one dimension, there is two directions. Then comes two dimension. In two dimension, what is two dimension? If we say two dimension, then one thing should come in your mind, that is a plane. Plane is a two dimensional. And if we talk about three dimension, that is the space. You can define it as a space. So here, if we take a plane, this is your plane having origin O, and one object is moving, we take it as O. Now, if the object or the particle moves from this origin point to a position P, if an object moves from origin to point P, then this is its position and this is known as position vector. If we say position vector R. So, the position of this particle at point P from origin, so this is known as position vector R. Same way, if the object moves from this point P to P dash, point P to P dash, from the covering the path in this way. Clear? So this is your path length. This is your path length. But now we will have the difference between distance and displacement. So what is distance? If I say I moved from point P to point P dash in this path. Clear? So this whole distance is known as distance. The whole path, we will measure this whole path. Or for example, you take one simple thing. This is point P, its position vector R. This is the point P dash where we reach now. If we move here in this path, for example, say this is 2 meter, this is 3 meter, this is 5 meter, and this is 1 meter. Clear? So now, what is the distance which I travelled from point P to P dash? That is 2 plus 3, 5 plus 5, 10 and 1, 11. So what is the distance? Distance is 11 meter. But what is displacement? So here comes the definition of displacement. This also you have studied in standard 9. But we are just refreshing it. So final position minus initial position, or the distance between final and initial position in the straight line. Clear? This is also the distance, but this is distance. But for displacement, we need the straight line. This straight line from final position to initial position is known as displacement. But the path which we followed is the distance. The unit of distance and displacement are same, that is meter. The SI unit is meter. Other than that, you can measure the distance or displacement in any unit from centimeter, meter, kilometer, etc. But this SI unit, standard international unit, is meter of any distance or length or displacement. So the distance and displacement D has the SI unit meter and denoted by small m. So this was your position vector. This is the position and this is the displacement. Clear? So this was your topic number 4.2. So we have studied about what are scalars and vectors, what is its difference. Then we have studied what is position vector and displacement vector, what is its unit. Now comes equality of vectors. how we can say that vectors are equal. For example, there are two vectors A and B which are parallel to each other and are in same direction, then and only then we can say that vectors are equal. If vector A and vector B are in same direction, if we take this or we coincide these two vectors, for example say these are the two vectors A and B. If we coincide them, then it must have both the tips coinciding with each other. So these vectors A and B, which are completely parallel to each other and are in same direction, so this vector A and B are equal. So this is the equality of vector. Same way, if there is a vector A and vector B in this way, so here if we take this both near, if we coincide these tips, but these arrows will not coincide with each other. These two vectors may have equal magnitude. For example, this vector A is of 2 unit and this is also of 2 unit, but its directions are different. So these vectors are not equal to each other. Clear? In this chapter number 4, 4.1 is the introduction of the chapter, that is motion in a plane. So what all things we are going to discuss in this chapter are given there. So here after that 4.2, that is scalar and vector. In that there are two subtopics, that is position and displacement vector, equality of vector. So from this position and displacement vector, you know that this vector R, or you can say OP, is the position vector, and P to P dash, this P to P dash is the displacement vector. Here these are the equal vectors and these are having same magnitude but opposite direction, so they are not the equal vectors. Now let's come to next topic, that is 4.4, multiplying a vector with a real number. So if we have a vector A, say there is a vector A in this direction. If we multiply this vector A with any real number, say lambda, then we get vector A, the magnitude of vector A, lambda times. For simplicity, again say multiply this vector A with a real number 2, then we will have magnitude of vector A 2 times in the same direction of vector A, as it is positive. So same direction of vector A. Same way, if we multiply -1 with vector A, then we get magnitude of A, but in, as here is minus, but in the opposite direction. Our vector A is in this direction and this answer we will get in the opposite direction of vector A. And if we multiply the constant vector velocity vector with a specific time t, then we get displacement. So from here you come to know with the formula, that is displacement d equal to velocity into time, and velocity equal to displacement upon time. Displacement is velocity into time and velocity is displacement upon time. Clear? If for example you can say displacement is a vector quantity, then this answer, that is velocity, will also be the vector quantity. Now we move to next topic, topic number 4.4, that is the addition and subtraction of vector by the graphical methods. Now we consider two vectors, vector A and vector B. Vector A and vector B. So the resultant vector, the direction of vector A is here, vector B is here. So the resultant vector R will be equal to, from this resultant vector A moves away, so first of all A plus B. So here it obeys the commutative law. How? For example, take vector A here in this direction and vector B in this direction. So A, B. Vector B is going away. So first we will write vector B plus vector A. Always what we do? First we write the vector which is going away from this point, and then we write which comes into this point. So यहाँ से B गया है तो पहले B plus A. So from here you can say it obeys the commutative law, that is A plus B equal to B plus A. Clear? Now consider this example. Here we have unit vector A, unit vector B. So this resultant will be equal to R equal to A plus B. Now consider vector C. So if we draw this line, so in this is going away, so resultant will be equal to B plus C. Now consider these 2 points resultant vector. Here it is A plus B and this is C. So the resultant vector will be equal to A plus B plus C. It also obeys the associative law, that is A plus B plus C equal to A plus B plus C. This graphical method of addition is also known as tail to head method. How tail to head? Because the head of A is connected to the tail of B. Head of A is connected to the tail of B. Here tail of A is connected to the head of the B. So this is known as tail head method or triangular method of vector addition. Clear? Now we will have the subtraction method, or also known as the parallelogram law of vectors. So here in this, if we take two vectors, one vector B, another in another direction minus B, and one vector A. So in this, if we take a vector, for example, this is your vector minus B, this is vector B, and we have a vector A. This is resultant vector R equal to A plus B. If we want the subtraction, so consider here this. Here the direction of this is here, this is here. So we know resultant vector R will be equal to, or else you can see its direction is here and here it is. R will be equal to minus B plus A, or else you can write A minus B. Consider one vector B, one minus B. From here resultant vector, from this point it is moving away, so first we will write A, this is coming inside in this line, so it is next B, R equal to A plus B. Now in this, from this point it is moving away, so first of all we will write A. This is resultant vector 1, this is resultant vector 2. Here in this line it is coming inside, after that we will write this is minus B, R minus B. Clear? So if we take vector A and positive vector B in this direction, then we will have resultant vector R1 will be equal to A plus B, and here R2 will be equal to A minus B. So the resultant vector R2 will be equal to A minus B. Again, if we have one vector A, vector B, if we draw parallel to this line and parallel to this line, and we find the resultant vector R. Clear? So from here we can say that, from this diagram you can say that the parallelogram law of vector addition and subtraction and the triangular law of vector addition and subtraction are equal to each other. Here you can have vector addition also, vector subtraction also in triangular method or in the parallelogram method of vector addition and subtraction.